This morning, growing outrage as new CBP data reveals the Biden administration has allowed more than 1 million illegals into the U.S. via its controversial CBP One app and mass parole flight programs. The app allows illegal immigrants to enter as long as they check in for an appointment and doesn't count them among the border apprehensions, which has more than 1 million alone just last month. Former U.S. Border Patrol Chief Rodney Scott joins us now. Rodney, I mean, as soon as I think that the border is out of control, it gets even worse. So we're allowing people to come illegally here. They get processed in another country, even though they're not supposed to be here. We fly them out, and somehow this process allows it not to be counted into the official number. What's going on?
Well, thank you for having me on again today. I think a couple things are important. One is really the true processing doesn't take place until they get to the United States. But as far as the vetting goes, it's the same vetting that allowed 8 terrorists into the United States. It's the same vetting that we talk about on the southwest border. And I think for people that travel internationally or do any kind of international business, it's also important to understand that the CBP officers that are actually being tasked to process these illegal aliens that have no legal claim to be in the United States, they're supposed to be doing other things. They're supposed to be, facilitating your entry through Dulles, or because these are all over the country, by the way. These aren't just at the border. And I encourage people, as you just highlighted, always look at the national encounters if you go to CBP's website, not just the southwest border or whatever they're highlighting, because there has not been a decrease. This administration is putting over 100,000 illegal aliens into ports of entry and forcing CBP officers to process them every single month. So we're still at 2.2 million illegal aliens entering this country in this last year. This administration, smoke and mirrors, they try to make things look different, but they are 100% committed to an open border, and they only talk about, helping more people get into the United States. They never talk about the dangers faced by America. If I could sneak in real quick, Texas just published some stuff. 4,000 illegal aliens in the United States that have felony warrants in the state of Texas, criminal aliens. They're all over the U.S. That's only one state that actually takes this threat serious. If all the other states would step up and actually help out, we could make a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking throughout the show about the young women and the girls who have been murdered just in the last month. That all of that blood is on the hands of Alejandro Mayorkas and Joe Biden, who are 100% responsible for these policies and seem to not care about the consequences of it. I just saw a video, by the way, of a young girl a young African-American girl who was sex trafficked through cartels, and she's voting for Trump. She gave a statement about that. I mean, that's the other part that's happening, is the sex trafficking of children and women, even young boys. When Donald Trump was in office, the Border Patrol was able to speak very freely. I mean, you're talking to us very frankly, very bluntly, very transparently, but you're former, right? You used to have that job. Joe Biden is not allowing Border Patrol to speak at all to the press, to anybody. Explain what they're afraid of.
Yeah, so let me remind the viewers, I was also the chief of the Border Patrol under the Biden administration. So my guidance under the Trump administration was go tell America what's going on the border and keep us informed. On day one, the Biden administration put a gag order on all government employees that you're not allowed to speak without them giving you talking points. And I think that's the point. They want to spin the information, and they want to give selective data points. Mayorkas talks about, for example, this vetting, and he says with a straight face to Congress and all the American public that we're not releasing anybody into the United States without vetting them. But then he doesn't tell them that the vetting is basically U.S. databases only. It's basically a useless records check.
Wow. Rodney Scott, we're glad you're able to talk, because our poor Border Patrol agents who are doing the tough work right now can't tell us all of the horrors that they're seeing and experiencing, and it's no wonder morale is so low for them. God bless them all, and thank you for joining us, and keep speaking up and telling us the truth. We appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing the truth as well.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.